main character Calico, who's the superhero, goes after people that abuse animals. Is that something that is that something you are passionate about as well?
Certainly. How it came about was I was dating a very sexy chick back in during the pandemic there. She got a book deal. She got a book deal, and we celebrated in the park. And she said, "Hey, now that we're in this quarantine, nobody's doing anything. Everybody's locked up. Why don't you get this book idea off the shelf?" And it was a book first, novel. The guy who goes after people a guy who goes after people who abuse animals. The working title was Animal Lover. Okay, so then what happened was, as I worked on the outline, I went to the School of Visual Arts, so I have a background I have a fine arts degree from the School of Visual Arts. A lot of creative writing classes where I took my studio year last year, so certainly have the background for it. And as I worked the outline, boom, I said, "This is a comic book. This guy's a comic book character. He's not traditional, superhero, but certainly more akin to the Punisher, going after people who abuse and kill animals." So I said, "All right, well, let me get some help, because even though I can draw, I'm certainly not a comic book artist. So let me go back to my alma mater and check out the faculty, whoever's in charge of the cartooning department. Maybe he has a couple of kids that can help me out, and we'll pay him a few bucks and see if we can, get some bucks in some pockets and get some pages done." Well, as I'm doing this reconnaissance on the website, I come across the faculty page, and as I scroll down, I see the name Klaus Janson.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, of course, I knew who that was, and it sort of this realization, all these flashbacks came back of these newsprint pages, and the smell and the colors and the characters. Holy
Frank
crap.
Miller too, right? Because Klaus worked with Frank Miller a lot.
I mean, he did. He was his partner on a couple of legendary titles. He worked on Daredevil. Was it the Born Again series, or was it the other one? It was Born Again.
Yeah, I think it was Born Again. Yeah.
And then he did the Batman.
Yeah,
Batman,
Dark Knight, right?
Dark Knight Returns, and all that stuff. Yeah. So those are seminal books. And of course, that's Klaus Janson, Frank Miller. Frank Miller, one of the legendary comic book artists and writers, combo artists, writers. And then, of course, Klaus Janson, probably the most renowned legendary inker in comic book history. So, I reached out to him through the website thing there, and not thinking I was going to hear back. And of course, a week later, I'm at a barbecue, not eating meat, only shrimp, only some vegetables there.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten mammal meat in over 30 years, I think, 30-something years.
Wow.
Anyway.
Oh, wow.
But I got an email from him, and it was a pretty, sizable one. And he gave me his mobile. And the next day, we chopped it up for a good half hour. He was very, very gracious and just very kind human being, wonderful person, great guidance. And we did it a few more times, and until I got it in a much better path in terms of the look and feel of that character. Because frankly, what I put out in the first draft, it really wasn't ready for prime time. And without someone like Klaus Janson in the very beginning, I think this project would have looked significantly different. I give him enormous credit for that.
So did he help design the look of Calico? Is that wow.
He basically gave me guidance on. I was basically drawing the character and doing all of the elements. And I'm humbled by having direct contact with him and giving him feedback. But I specifically told him, listen, don't be kind or nice. I'm also an SVA grad, so one of your students there. So just beat the crap out of me and whatnot. And remember, I'm a boxer from the Bronx. And he gave it to me. He said, listen, H.H., you got to do this, that. And, a few more times back and forth. Again, gracious with his time. And the character looks the way he does now. So wonderful human being, just a wonderful person. And like I said, without
I love the design, by the way. I think the Calico character looks great. And I love the way the cat, it reminds me of Moon Knight or something, the way the cat head kind of forms on the chest and stuff.
Right.
Very cool looking character, very memorable, I should say too,
That's the thing. We were going for something that was going to be impact. Right when you saw the guy, this is the reason why issue number 1 looks the way it does. When you see issue number 1 on the stands, you're like, what the hell is this? This guy's, really powerful. This is what a hero looks like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that.
So, and a lot of times today, I don't think that resonates. The hero image is not as often seen on the cover as you used to. You remember as kids, you'd go into the, in my case, it was the candy store where I would get my comics as a kid, and then eventually as a comic book shop. But when you're walking into the pharmacy, into the drugstore, into the 7-Eleven, into the laundromat, into wherever it is that you got comics, candy store, you'd have an immediate, these are comics and these are the heroes, etc.
Yeah, the covers were so dramatic back then and like action packed.
Right.
Now, like, I can't say it's the same for Marvel and DC. Like, the covers are kind of boring, I think, nowadays. Like, there's not a lot that grabs your attention anymore.
It's like they lean into like a image that looks more dramatic and not dynamic, not more action pose, more of like a drama pose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I think that just might go with a little bit of just the nature of the way people change. The readership changes over the time.
For Me is about to take you on an incredible journey into the realms of science fiction, fantasy, and horror. Interviews with writers, filmmakers, artists, and actors. Conventions and fandom. Previews and reviews of movies and television. Sci-Fi For Me is working to be the most popular science fiction magazine in the solar system. Subscribe now and enter the fantastic world of Sci-Fi For Me, delivering the multiverse since 2009.